The day I told my HOA I was moving out, the president, Evelyn Harper, stormed up to my porch and yelled, "You're not escaping this neighborhood." I thought selling my house in the quiet Willow Creek subdivision of Boise, Idaho, in the summer of 2024 would be straightforward. Instead, it spiraled into a nightmare of 7 police calls, relentless harassment, and a calculated campaign to break me. But Evelyn made a fatal misstep. She never asked about my family. When my son, Nathan, showed up to help me pack, the tide turned in ways she couldn't have imagined. One phone call unraveled her reign of terror forever. Where are you reading this from? Drop a comment below. I'm James Carter, a 60-year-old retired Navy veteran with a prosthetic arm and a heart condition that keeps me on a tight leash. My days in Boise started predictably. 5:30 a.m., I'd pop my heart meds, check my blood pressure usually hovering around 145/90, not ideal, but manageable. Then I'd adjust my prosthetic, do my physical therapy stretches, and grab the mail. Simple, right? My disability pension covered the basics, though prosthetic maintenance drained $900 every 6 months, and meds cost $350 a month. My house, worth $300,000, was my lifeline paid off, my sanctuary. Then Evelyn knocked on my door, clipboard in hand, measuring tape dangling, camera flashing, and a smile that screamed trouble. You know that fake, corporate grin that hides a knife? That was her. She lingered too long, eyeing my handicap ramp, asking about my medical deliveries, snapping photos of my prosthetic supplies through the window. "Mr. Carter, we're ensuring community standards," she said, voice dripping with false concern. I thought she was just nosy. God, I was naive. 2 weeks later, a bombshell HIDA's 7-page violation notice on official HOA letterhead. My mailbox was 2.1 inches too low. My driveway had unsightly tire marks from delivery vans. My garden edging stones were an unapproved shade. Worst of all, my ramp and accessibility mods were unpermitted, and my irregular maintenance, due to my disability, was dragging down property values. The fix? $3,800, due in 30 days, or $60 daily fines. I was floored. "Evelyn, I've lived here 9 years. These mods were approved by the old board." Her response was ice cold. "New rules, Mr. Carter. No exceptions, not even for your situation." Then came the real blow. She leaned in, smirking. "I know someone who'd buy your house for $260,000. Cash. Quick sale if these fines get too heavy. My $300,000 home for $40,000 less." She was trying to rob me blind with fake violations. Her husband, Thomas, stood behind her, looking like he wanted to vanish. His unease hinted at something deeper, but I didn't catch it then. My 25 years in naval intelligence kicked in. This wasn't random. It was a shakedown. I started recording everything: conversations, notices, even Evelyn sneaking through my mailbox at 3 a.m., rifling for my VA letters and bills. How did she know what to grab? When I called Nathan, an IT contractor for the feds, he didn't just sound worried, asked pointed questions about her tactics, like he was profiling a suspect. What did my son really do for the government? Evelyn's attacks got personal. She'd researched heart conditions, prosthetic issues, and veteran PTSD to exploit my weaknesses. She scheduled inspections during my afternoon naps, when I need to elevate my arm to avoid swelling. She parked her SUV in my handicap spot, forcing me to limp across the street, aggravating my stump. She held meetings when my meds made me foggy and blasted music during my therapy sessions. My blood pressure spiked to 190/115, sores festered on my arm, and I used my emergency inhaler 3 times in a week. My doctor, grim-faced, warned, "James, this stress could kill you. Fix it, or you're risking a heart attack." Evelyn had me in a trap. Fight back, and the stress might end me. Do nothing, and lose everything. Then came the HOA meeting from hell. She called an emergency hearing during my therapy slot, in the community center's basement with steep stairs I could barely navigate. She yelled, slammed the table, got in my face. "Your disabilities don't excuse violations." My heart rate hit 150. I was sweating, chest tight, vision blurring. I grabbed my inhaler, hands shaking. The other board members just watched as I struggled. Evelyn smirked. "Maybe sell your house for your health, James." Then she called 911, spinning a tale. Disabled veteran having a cardiac episode, potentially dangerous. The cops arrived expecting a threat, not a veteran in distress. My PTSD flared at their uniforms, making me look erratic. Evelyn pounced, telling them, "Cardiac patients can be volatile. We have kids here." She painted me as a danger, and it worked until Nathan arrived. His rental car pulled up the next morning, and he looked at me like a doctor assessing a patient. Weight loss, shaking hands, extra pill bottles. "Dad, what's she done to you?" His voice had an edge, like he was taking notes for a case. I showed him my war room HOA records, victim timelines, photos, all organized like a military op. He studied it, asking about evidence chains and jurisdiction, sounding more like a cop than an IT guy. Evelyn, watching from her window, noted Nathan's arrival in a notebook, calling him a military-aged threat. She called the cops again, claiming a veteran conspiracy. They found Nathan helping with my prosthetic, and her lies started unraveling. Thomas cracked soon after, slipping me a folder of Evelyn's records. 6 years of targeting elderly, disabled, and broke families, pocketing $200,000 in kickbacks from lowball sales. The Wilsons, an elderly couple with Parkinson's, lost $35,000 on their home. A single mom, Lisa, sold $30,000 below market. Every victim was vulnerable, every sale predatory. Evelyn's mother's sudden death left her with $90,000 in debt, pushing her to double down on me to avoid bankruptcy. I built a federal-grade case, waiting for her to slip. The community center showdown was electric. Evelyn, with lights, cameras, and a PowerPoint titled "Neutralizing the Veteran Threat," live-streamed to 300 viewers, ranting, "Disabled veterans hide weapons and prosthetics. Their hard issues burden our kids." The crowd gasped. Neighbors shouted her down. Thomas took the mic, exposing her crimes with bank records. I presented my evidence photos of victims, sales data calmly, like I was briefing admirals. Evelyn demanded a vote to ban me, smirking. Then Nathan stood, flashing an FBI badge. "Special Agent Nathan Carter, Civil Rights Division." The room exploded. Evelyn's face went from smug to sheer terror. She screamed, "This is a setup," tripped over her mic cord, and flailed in her banner, live streaming her meltdown. 3 more agents appeared, cuffing her as she ranted about veteran conspiracies. The crowd cheered. Phones recorded it all. Thomas filed for divorce, and the HOA ousted Evelyn on the spot. Her conviction was brutal: 8 years for civil rights violations, discrimination, fraud, and elder abuse, plus $400,000 in restitution and fines. Her house was foreclosed, her life ruined. Her live stream hit 2.5 million views, a monument to her downfall. I got $80,000 from settlements and became HOA president, passing laws to protect the vulnerable. Our neighborhood's now a national model. Nathan's investigation earned him a promotion, and we're pushing federal laws together. But then he dropped a bomb. "Dad, Evelyn was paid to target you because of something you uncovered in the Navy 20 years ago." He showed me a map with red dots, dozens of communities with similar schemes. "They know we stopped her, Dad. They're coming for us." My quiet Boise life was a lie, tied to secrets I thought I'd buried. Who paid Evelyn to destroy me? What did I uncover that's worth this? As I watch my grandkids play in our safe neighborhood, I know this fight's just begun. Who's behind these schemes? What'll they do now that we've exposed them? Comment below, hit like, and subscribe for more stories of justice.